What's up, YouTube? Um, I just came back from a night of clubbing and it was fun. I danced a lot and I figured I would make a short video on how I play Kerbal Space Program, which is one of my favorite games. Here in the top left corner you can see most of the mods I got installed. I love modding this game. There are a bunch of awesome mods for this game, and some mods I would consider essential. So I will put a complete list of the mods I use down in the description, or maybe a screenshot of my game data folder, or maybe both, depending on how lazy I am. And I go over the most important ones over here. So I love using Kerbal attachment system and Kerbal inventory system, which allows you to you pretty much have an inventory for your Kerbals, so they can go around and do stuff, carry like spare solar panels, which they can, let's say you got a satellite in orbit, but it's an old one and you need some bigger solar panels on it, and so you send a Kerbal over there and he can grab the solar panel from his inventory and attach it to the satellite. And the Kerbal attachment system gives a bunch of parts which work together with that mod. What else do we have? I'll just go from the top. Toolbar is just a simple toolbar you see in-game, which pretty much gives you buttons for your mods. Champagne? I have no idea what that is. Maybe some requirement for another mod. These aren't important, these are just like sorting stuff and requirement stuff. Dang it is like your, let's say you got a vessel in orbit and it gets like, every part gets like a chance to get kinda damaged in a way, and the longer the part is active or the vessel is active in use, the higher the chance that a part gets damaged. And I kinda like it because it adds some random stuff to the game. Kerbal attachment system and inventory system, I talked about those. Kerbal Engineer Redux is probably the mod I would call most essential for Kerbal Space Program. It gives you like an extra part you can stick to your rockets, which I don't know if it weighs anything, but as far as I know, it doesn't affect like aerodynamics. So you just stick your Engineer Redux somewhere on your vessel, and it gives you a whole bunch of numbers, which I will probably make a separate video about because I love this mod. It's the most essential thing, in my opinion. Kerbal Operating System, or KOS, is like a programming language which allows you to automate stuff on your for your vessels. Like you can yeah, it's like a programming language. It's like a very simplified programming language, and I'm not really up to date with it. I've used it to script like a launch sequence once, and I kinda wanna get back into it because it was really fun, and I'll probably make an episode about that, or a video. This is the add-on version checker, which is the window you see right here. Modular Rocket System Lite is... the description says something like it fills in parts that are missing in the stock tree. And if I go for part mods, I really like to only take the ones which have like the kinda same textures as the stock ones. And the light is just the version which contains the more interesting parts. That's what the description says. I like to not add too many new parts to my game. So I prefer the light version. Scan set is you can you get a module you can stick on your vessels which scans the surface of the planet, and it shows you like you can scan for all the Easter eggs, for example, or for resources, and first of all you get like a map from the planet, which is a nice thing. It's not too important, but it's a nice thing to have. Tag life support just adds, uh, in my opinion, a pretty nice implementation of life support. Which is missing in the base game, and I like to go for a somewhat of realism, not like too much, but somewhat. Alternate resource panel gives you a nicer resource panel, but what I'm use it most for is it has an option which is auto stage, so you don't have to hit spacebar all the time, especially during launch, and I just set it to auto stage, and I don't have to worry about decoupling my stuff. X-Science is another mod which I would consider essential. It doesn't have to be X-Science, I think there are alternatives for that. And what it does is it adds like it shows you during flight which science experiments you already have done and which you haven't done yet, and that's just some information you should have while flying, in my opinion, and it's missing in the base game, so I'm using that mod. And now to how I set up my game. I like going for career, and I go here for the difficulty options, and pretty much set them up in the way which I want. I gotta take a drink here real quick. Alright. So, allow reverting flights? Nope. I like realism. No reverting flights in realism. Allow quick loading? No quick loading in realism. Missing cruise respawn? I actually leave this on because I think it's like Kerbals don't die. Kerbals just don't die. They might be missing in action, but they'll find their way home eventually. This is not like a complete simulation. It's like it should be a fun game and not like a complete simulation, in my opinion. And so I like to leave missing crews respawn on, which means if one of your crew member dies, or uh, in in the case if you have it ticked not dies, he'll come back eventually. And I used to set it to 100 hours to make it somewhat challenging. But my problem in earlier games was I ran out of pilots. I totally ran out of pilots. So I figure I'll probably take like 50 hours, which still is a lot, which is like 8 days or something. 8 Kerbal days. A Kerbal day has 6 hours. Auto hire crew members before flight, I don't need that. No entry purchase required on research. This is kinda an interesting option because I'll deactivate it. Whatever, because I'll set my funds real high. It's pretty much, if you untick it, it requires you to pay for each new technology you wanna use. So let's say you unlock like a node in the tech tree which gives you bigger engines, and in order to actually use that bigger engine, You have to pay a fee first, like a, yeah, research fee. Indestructible facilities, nope. Include stock vessels, no need for that, I'll just build my own. Re-entry heating 100%, resource abundance 100%, that's just fine. Com network, I love it. I used to play with, it's called Remote Tech, the mod, which pretty much made a com network. I like it. I like the stock implementation. No need for remote tech anymore. I'm missing it a little because of, you got this romantic memories to an old friend you once had. But the stock system works just fine for me, so I don't have any needs to mod it. Starting funds all the way up. I want money. I kinda wanna I kinda prefer science mode, but I like getting missions. So I just put my science reward 100%, funds rewards. I set this to like, I don't know, 420. 420, guys. Reputation 100%, funds penalties 100%, reputation 100%, decline penalty. That's just fine. That's all just fine. Let's go to advanced over here. Kerbal experience? Yep. Kerbal level up immediately? Yep. Which means usually you just get a level up after you recover your Kerbal, but if this is ticked, you'll get it during flights. Uh, this one, yeah, whatever. Part pressure limits. This is kinda these all go towards realism. G-force limits. Your Kerbals can pass out from G-force and stuff, but I just leave it to the stock values. And I tick these two because they always also go to realism. Signal to control. If you have an uncontrolled vessel, you need a signal. Plasma blackout. Has to do with the... I don't know. I don't care. It's towards realism. Enable extra ground stations. Yes, please. This should be all fine. I just leave it to the stock values. Dang it, I just leave it to the stock values. Kerbal OS also. Launch numbering. That's one that didn't show up over here. Is, let's say you got a vessel and you launch it twice. It'll number it. So you got your, I don't know, spaceship 1. And the next launch it will be spaceship 2. And the next launch it will be spaceship 3. So I like it. Arabic, Roman, Arabic is fine. And these two Roman, which is like a Mark 1, Mark 2, you know. Tech life support, I just leave it to the stock values, except. I kinda like to go with the retro flag, but I also tend to... I might have some weird flags in here from some mods. But I also like the stock default flag. But I go for the retro flag with this one. And that's pretty much it. I even leave the server and the save name to default. But yeah, already got one, see. But since I ran out of pilots there, I can just start a new game. Because it's a pain in the ass. Alright, click OK. I don't know what this is. I got this. Oh no, I clicked the runway. Or something. Something's lagging. Cancel, I guess? Okay. This is weird. My game's bugging around. Alright. What's this? Please select a manager to use. Comnet connectivity manager, permit all connectivity manager. I guess I wanna go with the Comnet, that sounds more like... Yeah, I got it. Alright, leave. And... Yeah, Comnet. I got this. And the first thing I like to do is to go to the administration building. And since I got a bunch of funds, and I get a bunch of funds, I go to the outsourced R&D, go for commitment 25%, which means it takes 25% of my income, of the funds I get, and converts it into science. Like, yeah, one science for each. 12,209.78 funds, which pretty much means I can do missions, and I get science for doing missions, and I really do like that. It's like a nice mechanic, and then I just pretty much go ahead and do my thing here, like this. Get some fins on there because I get enough money. I get a whole bunch of money. I don't have to worry about that. So it's pretty much science mode. And with the twist that I can... let me check here real quick. Something like this. Gotta check the thrust to weight ratio over here. Which means... it's gotta be above 1, so otherwise you won't be able to launch. Oh, I had this one mod installed. Wait, this one. Yes. Champagne bottle. Champagne bottle. Which is... you can go for English or Kerbal or both. And... I think I'll stick to English for this safe game. And then you can pretty much click what should we call this, and you get like a whole bunch of suggestions what you could name your craft. And if you click fire those guys, it'll it'll just, you know, the idea is you ask your KSC staff members for suggestions to name your craft. And if they come up with bad suggestions, you just fire them and you get some new ones. So, let's see here. What do we have? Crystal Dream, I kinda like that. Let's see. Meowing Tom, this is weird. Red Pioneer, it's not red. Horizon Princess, Savage Cougar. Spectre, I don't like him. Ah, there might be something here. Paul's Flower. Fury Genesis. Well, it doesn't really matter now. But I want to get a nice name. I had a nice name. Let me see. I don't care. I just click 3 times and take Moonlight Globe. Rex Happiness was your stream. Angel Flower. Fast King. MSC Moonlight Globe. That's what it should be called. Alright. And... yeah. Gotta close this. Gotta save this guy. And yeah, then I pretty much just go from here. And... that's it. This is how I play Kerbal. I'll probably make some more videos on the specific mods I use and what they do, but that's stuff for the future, and it depends on how much I'm gonna play this game, which depends on my mood. So thank you all for watching. I can show you excites over here real quick. I like to go to the settings window, check debris. Don't have to do that. That's all fine. And then if you maximize it, you got the option to show experiments available right now. And then I go to compact window again, and kinda hard to read, but crew report, EVA report. So I can go ahead, take a crew report, click keep it, and now it's gone. See, only the EVA report is left. I can't do that yet because I gotta upgrade my astronaut complex, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. If you disliked it, leave a thumbs down. If you wanna know something more about a specific mod, leave it in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and make a video about it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you all someone else.